Hello, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So, welcome back to my channel. And as I have mentioned in the previous video, we have just started with the first lesson how to use simple present tense and how to talk about yourself, what you do every day to day things in your life. So, this is the second session. Here, we are going to talk about how to talk about what you don't like, what you don't do, and also how we can use simple present tense to talk about someone related to you, about your mother, about your father. And remember, now we are going to learn how to speak, how to use English language practically. So, as I have mentioned earlier, rather than doing grammar activities like we need to practice for writing and reading and everything, yes, we need to practice them. But at the same time, we have to practice to speak. Because when it says a spoken English, it has become a very big thing. නේ අපි අර කලින් වීඩියෝ එකේ කතා කරා වගේ මේක අපි ගොඩක් බය වෙනවනේ. So ඒ නිසා හැමතිස්සෙම අපි grammar lesson එකක් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා නම් when you learn a grammar lesson always think about how to use it practically කොහොමද මේක මම මගේ දේවල් වලට මම කතා කරන දේවල් වලට කොහොමද මේ lesson එක මම use කරන්නේ කියලා. So that will be really useful. මොකද අපි present tense, past tense, future tense, present perfect tense, I think you all have done all these tenses in school, no? So actually those, like, even though you have done අපි මේ tenses ඔක්කොම කරත් if, like, imagine you cannot use them practically නේ අපිට practically මේවා use කරන්න බැරි නම් අපි කොච්චර grammar books ඉවර වෙනකම් කරත් වැඩක් නැහැ. So therefore try to use them practically. මොකද අපි කොතන හරි පාරක හරි ඉන්නකොට nobody come and ask from us what is present tense, what is past tense. නේද? අපි කොහේ හරි ඉන්නකොට එහෙම අහන්නේ නැහැ නේ. අපි බැංක් එකකට ගියොත් හරි අපි බස් ස්ටෑන්ඩ් එකක හරි කොතන හරි හිටියොත් අපෙන් අහන්නේ කොහොමද මේ tense එක හැදෙන්නේ, how to make future tense. නේ එහෙම අහන්නේ නැහැ. But someone will come and talk with us in English. නේ සමහරට අපිත් එක්ක කවුරු හරි ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් කතා කරයි. ඒතකොට අපි ඒ වෙලාවට බය වෙන්නේ නෙමෙයි. අපි ඒක කොහොමද අපි practical English කොහොමද use කරන්නේ? අපි මේ භාෂාව එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න grammar lessons හැමතිස්සෙම so try to use them practically with your day to day things. අපිට එදිනෙදා කතා කරන්න ඕන වෙන දේවල් එක්ක use කරන්න practice වෙන්න ඕන. So now the second lesson, I'm going to upload them as very short sessions. The first session we use the subject I, what you do every day. But I do, I wash my face, I brush my teeth. So like day to day simple activities what we do every day. So then when it comes to don't, like what you don't do, mama nokarana දේවල් එහෙම නැත්නම් mama අකමැති දේවල්. mama I කියන subject එකත් එක්ක what I don't do. So you can say I do not, or you can say I don't. With I, you always use do. I do. So I do not what? I do not eat fried rice. I do not wake up at 6 o'clock. What you don't do. ඔයා කරන දේවල් අපි කතා කරන්නේ. I have my breakfast at 10 o'clock or at 8:30. Or then you can say, I do not. I do not eat at 8 a.m. I do not go to school on what? On Mondays. Like that, you can make with I do not plus the verb. Whatever the verb, like I prepare my breakfast. Negative. Mama කරන්නේ නැහැ. Negative idea එක කියනවා. I do not prepare. So it's always do not. Then we'll move on to the today's session. We are going to talk about what somebody else doing. Just imagine your mother, what your mother does every day. Then you are talking about, when you are talking about your mother, what? My mother wakes up. My mother 5 a.m. in the morning. My mother wakes up. So this is a common mistake that most of the students do. Remember, if you are talking about somebody singular, එක්කෙනෙක් ගැන නම් කතා I නෙවෙයි, I කියන එක විශේෂිතයිනේ. I නෙවෙයි, අපි singular කෙනෙක්. Mother, father, brother, boy, girl, like singular one. ඔයාගේ subject එක singular නම්, then you have to make your verb plural. මේ verb එකට අපි s එකක් දානවා. Come නම් comes, go goes, wake up wakes up, prepare prepares, repair repairs, like that. You always have to add an s to the verb. ඒක අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අපි මතක තියාගන්න ඕන. We add an s to the verb. Understood? Right. So my mother wakes up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Then our subject is my mother, wakes up your verb. This is the object. So then what? She cooks. Cook plus S. She cooks rice and curry. She prepares our bed tea. Then what? Just think about your mother. What your mother does every day. අපි mother කියලා කියනවා නම් අපිට do use කරන වෙලාවක් වුණොත් we can't use do if it's singular. See, with the singular ones we are using does. My mother does. My mother, then just think about, make a list of things what your amma does every day. My mother wakes up at 5 a.m. She cooks. She prepares rice and curry. What else? She makes cake, or she goes to work. She goes to the office. Then you can say she works at what? She works at school, or she is a teacher. Like you can make some simple other sentences also. But remember, your structure is someone like mother, like, or else think about your father or your brother. My brother wakes up at 6 o'clock. Then what? He wash or washes. You have to add an S, no? Then wash S actually verb එක ඉවර වෙනවා නම් අපි ES දානවා. මොකද අපිට wash කියලා කියන්න බෑනේ. So we add ES. He washes his face. We say like I wash my face. Then here he washes his face. Then he brushes his teeth. Then you said I have my breakfast. I have my breakfast at 8 o'clock or whatever. Then when you talk about your brother singular, එතකොට එක්කෙනෙක් ගැන කතා කරනවා නම් then he has his lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like that. Then you can say he watches TV. You can add then අපේ sentence එක තව දික් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ගොඩක් අපි basic, always keep it on the basic structure. Subject, verb, object. Object එක අපිට expand කරන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් තව දිග කරන්න. He watches TV every evening. Every evening at 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock, or like that. Then my brother goes to bed at night. Or just imagine your brother, he plays, then you can say, okay, let's make a new sentence. He plays what? He plays what? He plays cricket. He plays football. You can add anything he likes. He plays cricket. then අපිට තව තව මේක expand කරන්න sentence එක දිග කරන්න ඕන තරම් එකතු කරන්න. එතකොට වරදින්නේ නැහැ. But remember your basic structure subject verb object. ඒ structure එකේ ඉඳගෙන හැදුවොතින් අපිට sentences වරදින්නේ නැහැ. පොඩ්ඩක් ටිකක් until you practice you might do mistakes in prepositions and all. පොඩ්ඩක් එහෙම prepositions දානකොට වරදී. හැබැයි අරක okay. Your structure එක okay then no problem. So he plays cricket. You can add he plays cricket with his friends every evening. So you can add two other sections to your sentence and expand it. He plays cricket every evening or with his friends every evening. So you can talk about what your mother, what your father, what your brother, what your friend does every day. My father wakes up at 7 o'clock. He goes to office every day. He brings vegetables every evening, or he brings sweets every evening. Anything. I don't know about your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your grandchildren. I don't know. Like it depends on what you talk about. So first lesson we talk about what I do, or I wake up, I brush, I wash, like that. Now this today's section from this video you can learn how to use with a singular person, or how to use this simple present tense with about somebody in your family. When you talk about somebody in your family, my mother, my father, my brother, sister. So you talk about, you take the person, my sister, then you take the verb, then you can add an object. And when you talk about this with negative, like imagine like you want to say no, then හිතන්න අම්මා උයන්නේ නැහැ එක දවසක් මොකක් හරි අපි හිතමු ටියුස්ඩේස් අම්මා උයන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට අපි කොහොමද කියන්නේ? My mother, දැන් මම කිව්වා plural එක I හරි එහෙම නැත්නම් වෙන ඕනම plural subject එකක් I or like any other plural subject, we, you, they, with any other plural subject අපි use කරන්නේ do. ඒවත් එක්ක අපි do use කරනවා. හැබැයි singular වුණොතින් අපිට do use කරන්න බෑ. Then you have to use does. When you talk about, especially when you talk about negatives, present tense negative කතා කරද්දී අපිට singular subject එකක් නම් අපි does use කරන්න ඕන. My mother does not cook. එතකොට අපි verb එකට s එකක් දානවද? නැහැ. අපි does දැම්ම මේක already singular කියලා පේනවා. So we do not add s. My mother does not cook on Tuesdays. Like that, it depends. What I wanted to say is අපි singular subject එකක් එක්ක negative කතා කරනවා නම් do නෙවෙයි use කරන්නේ does. Plural subject එකක් එක්ක negative කතා කරනවා නම් we use do. I do not, but my mother does not. And remember, when your subject is singular, when you are using the verb, your verb, you have to add an s to the verb. Cooks, runs, walks, writes. It's always with an s. Works, washes, watches. Has have use කරනවා නම් subject එක singular නම් අපි has දානවා, plural නම් have use කරනවා. He plays. මේ s එක අමතක කරන්න එපා. singular කතා කරනවා නම් අපි plural කතා කරනවා නම් no problem, you can use the normal form of the verb. අපි කලින් කතා කරපු විදියට I go to school, I do my homework, I have my breakfast, like that you can make sentences. But if your subject is singular, he goes to school, he wakes up, he does his homework, he eats, he runs, she. Then plural කෙනෙක් නේ අපි හිතමු දෙතුන් දෙනෙක් ගැන they. Then imagine you have two sisters. They wake up. එතකොට plural වුණා no problem. You can use the verb like I. They wake up every day. They wake up at 8 o'clock. They brush their teeth. They wash their face. They prepare their lunch. Like that you can make. But remember your structure, subject, verb, object. Don't forget about that. So as I have mentioned in the previous video, start collecting verbs as much as possible. And when you learn a verb, always try to find out the meaning. It's better if you can use an Oxford dictionary, like English to English dictionary. සිංහලෙන්ම meaning එක තියෙනවට වඩා ටිකක් practical අපි English to English dictionary එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ meaning එකත් English වලින්ම අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක ගොඩක් practical. මොකද අපිට එතකොට ඒක use කරන්න ගියාම හරි පහසුයි. නැත්නම් අපි පුරුදු වෙන අපේ ඔළුව I told you in the first video, you have to mentally prepare yourself. අපි හැමදෙස්සෙම නැත්තම් try කරනවා සිංහලෙන් හිතනවා ඉංග්‍රීසි වලට translate කරනවා. That you should not do. මොකද ඒක හරිම odd. සමහර වෙලාවට just imagine ඔයා දැන් කිව්වොත් මම මගේ මූණ සෝදනවා. හිතලා බලන්න එක අපි translate කරතින් මම I මගේ මූණ my face. Sodanawa wash. I my face wash. Wrong. So that would be grammatically wrong. Grammar kiyala maha loku deyak na. It's not a very big thing, but you have to learn the structure. And also, as I have mentioned earlier, always try to use it practically. Then අපි දැන් දන්නවා මම ගැන කතා කරන what you do every day. ඔයා උදේ ඉඳලා රැ වෙනකන් ඔයා කරන වැඩ ටික. ඔයාගේ අම්මා මොනවද කරන්නේ? තාත්තා මොනවද කරන්නේ? අයියා මොනවද කරන්නේ? You can talk those in English. So and also what they do not do. ඒගොල්ලෝ නොකරන දේවල් කොහොමද? You can use do and does and make the sentences. Okay, so that's all for this video, and I will upload another video, something related to another lesson. I hope you all learned something, at least a small thing from this video. So thank you joining with me. Let's meet with another video. Bye.